Chang believes that in a world of increasing distractions, it is important to maintain perspective and to remember that life is brief and fragile. Her creation of art in public spaces encourages people to think about death in order to reveal their inner secrets, hopes, and fears. After Candy's video, I will be coming back on stage to share with you some reflections from my personal journal about keeping perspective.
There are a lot of ways the people around us can help improve our lives. We don't bump into every neighbor, so a lot of wisdom never gets passed on. But we do share the same public spaces. So over the past few years, I've tried ways to share more with my neighbors in public space, using simple tools like stickers, stencils, and chalk. And these projects came from questions I had like, how much are my neighbors paying for their apartments? How can we lend and borrow more things without knocking on each other's doors at a bad time? How can we share more of our memories of our abandoned buildings and gain a better understanding of our landscape? And how can we share more of our hopes for our vacant storefronts so our communities can reflect our needs and dreams today? Now, I live in New Orleans, and I am in love with New Orleans. My soul is always soothed by the giant live oak trees, shading lovers, drunks, and dreamers for hundreds of years. And I trust a city that always makes way for music. I feel like every time someone sneezes, New Orleans has a parade. The city has some of the most beautiful architecture in the world, but it also has one of the highest amounts of abandoned properties in America. I live near this house, and I thought about how I could make it a nicer space for my neighborhood. And I also thought about something that changed my life forever. In 2009, I lost someone I loved very much. Her name was Joan, and she was a mother to me. And her death was sudden and unexpected. And I thought about death a lot. And this made me feel deep gratitude for the time I've had and brought clarity to the things that are meaningful to my life now. But I struggle to maintain this perspective in my daily life. I feel like it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget what really matters to you. So with help from old and new friends, I turned the side of this abandoned house into a giant chalkboard and stenciled it with the fill-in-the-blank sentence, "Before I die, I want to." So anyone walking by can pick up a piece of chalk, reflect on their lives, and share their personal aspirations in public space. I didn't know what to expect from this experiment, but by the next day, the wall was entirely filled out, and it kept growing. And I'd like to share a few things that people wrote on this wall. Before I die, I want to be tried for piracy. Before I die, I want to straddle the international date line. Before I die, I want to sing for millions. Before I die, I want to plant a tree. Before I die, I want to live off the grid. Before I die, I want to hold her one more time. Before I die, I want to be someone's cavalry. Before I die, I want to be completely myself. So this neglected space became a constructive one, and people's hopes and dreams made me laugh out loud, tear up, and they consoled me during my own tough times. It's about knowing you're not alone. It's about understanding our neighbors in new and enlightening ways. It's about making space for reflection and contemplation and remembering what really matters most to us as we grow and change. I made this last year and started receiving hundreds of messages from passionate people who wanted to make a wall with their community. So my Civic Center colleagues and I made a toolkit, and now walls have been made in countries around the world, including Kazakhstan, South Africa, Australia, Argentina, and beyond. Together, we've shown how powerful our public spaces can be if we're given the opportunity to have a voice and share more with one another. Two of the most valuable things we have are time and our relationships with other people. In our age of increasing distractions, it's more important than ever to find ways to maintain perspective and remember that life is brief and tender. Death is something that we're often discouraged to talk about or even think about, but I've realized that preparing for death is one of the most empowering things you can do. Thinking about death clarifies your life. Our shared spaces can better reflect what matters to us as individuals and as a community. And with more ways to share our hopes, fears, and stories, the people around us can not only help us make better places, they can help us lead better lives. Thank you.
The following are reflections from my personal journal. My talk is titled, Live Free. Not Hollywood, not Bollywood. These frames don't define you. Not Papa, not Mama, not the views that surround you. Break free, break loose this control on your mind, because truth is, no one is watching the movie of your life. It's funny that actually these words I repeat of a woman who spoke of following her dreams, but her fears confined her to cling to names, impressing you as they would seem. In reality, she sowed through these names only sorrow, a deep pain not visible in cuts nor tears, but in a nagging realization of a life not lived but borrowed. From images and scenes, others' judgments and dreams, so you can build for a mantle your gold-plated masterpiece. But tell me truthfully, do you think you will be pleased? What other way is there? It's not easy. I'll be the first to concede. But I have an idea worth sharing, and I'll start with me. It stems from a time my perfect castle began to leak. Blocks built by my own hands, they suffocated me. So fiercely I had upheld them. Weren't they supposed to make me happy? The shattering of my understanding left a painful debris. Amongst ruins I started writing, my fears unfold. Page after page I removed the debris and laid bare my soul. With nothing to hold on to, an emptiness pervades. In the vacuum before me on my plain white page, I feel small, so small. I almost want to give in and cling to someone, facade happiness through things, but I can't escape the death I see terminating my page, marking the brevity of my life through time and in space. Amongst tears of overwhelmment, a smile succeeds, because now no fear confines. I am finally free, and am elated by my pen, to which I return again and again, giving me strength to live free. It's so beautiful, I had never imagined. I solve through my problems and generate creativity. I face my failures without prejudice and complete honesty. What will I do and who will I be? To this my pen returns and I write spontaneously while accepting what is fact and defining my morality. In the pages that I write, emerges a subliminal theme. I promise, without words written over time earnestly, my inner truth with such clarity I would never have seen, and make it the basis for my life, a life in which I define me. Not Hollywood, not Bollywood, not the images in magazines, not even mama or papa, not societal supposed to be's, because only I will be left with the choices that I make. And happiness, we all know, you cannot buy, you cannot borrow, you cannot fake. Thank you.